What is going on, everybody? My name is Rich, and this is Reviews with Rich. Today is Film Club, and what a day we have because we're talking about 2013's Man of Steel. Today in the press, something was also announced, which was Man of Steel 2, which, believe you me, I didn't know this was going to happen. So it's worked out really well because we have ourselves some fantastic news to welcome us into this live stream. So basically, it's reported from the Hollywood Reporter that the project is going to be essentially the Man of Steel 2. Is being produced by Charles Roven, who helped with the Dark Knight trilogy, amongst other work that he's done a hell of a lot of within WB, and they're currently on the lookout for writers. Now, you may or you may not know that there is a possibility, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, that Henry Cavill could appear in Black Adam, which we'll be covering next week. So if you can tune back and subscribe to the channel, I would very much appreciate it. We'll be live again at a similar time talking about Black Adam. So this news today has hit and is fantastic. The old regime in Warner Brothers has now been replaced, and there is actually a point where they are looking at the moment for Chris McQuarrie is the top of their list to direct and write Man of Steel 2. After Chris McQuarrie and Henry Cavill worked together in Mission Impossible Fallout, they actually went to Warner Brothers and pitched a Man of Steel 2, which they rejected. So it's quite nice that that's circled all back around under the new regime in Warner Brothers. So I just thought I'd share that really, really good news. If you haven't already seen it, I'm really chuffed about it, and it is really, really great news for me as a massive Superman fan. Superman is my favorite superhero, believe it or not, with all the Batman stuff behind me, but he is. And this film was incredibly important to me at the time when it came out, and I think it's hugely underrated. But I can't do this all by myself. I need a couple of my friends to join me on the panel. I have got those two guys here for me today. I've got Leal, 1/6 scale man. What's up, brother?
How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm pretty good, man. I got my chai tea here with me. I'm ready to go.
Nice. Oat milk?
Yes, it is. Chai tea with oat milk all day. You know, veganism. That's how we do it.
Oatmeal's underrated. My daughter's got a vegan, a dairy allergy, so so she has to have oat milk and stuff, and she loves it. So it's good. Great to have you, man. Thank you as always. We've also got a fantastic photographer and great guy as well.
He's all right. He's okay.
all the way from Liverpool. I give you the 6 scale gallery, Al. Hey, brother.
What's going on, man?
Oh, you're on mute. Jesus.
I'm getting into the habit of muting myself when I'm not like talking, so you can't hear me like sip on my tea and stuff.
Oh, that's good.
And I looked at it before. I said, "Don't forget that I'm muted," and then a second later, I forgot.
You are from a place that's so synonymous with music and sound, from the Beatles, and you're on mute. You're not good at audio stuff, so it's good to have you, man. How you doing today?
I'm good, thanks, man. I'm good. I'm really excited to talk about Man of Steel.
Oh, man, that's great to hear. What did you guys think to the news that's been announced today?
You go first, Leo.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like, bro, like, one of the biggest things that I streamed off of is we knew that eventually it was going to happen. It was just a matter of time. And apparently, from what was reported was they wanted to make the announcement during, Comic-Con, the San Diego Comic-Con panel for DC. But at that time, the Warner Brother execs, and they didn't want it to actually overshadow the emphasis that they were really pushing, Black Adam. They still basically wanted to get everything sorted as far as contracts, details, all the information and stuff like that. So that fell through, and they waited, which I think they did a great job in doing so, because it kind of hyped up and got the excitement and everybody's ready for it. But we knew eventually that announcement was going to actually be made. We just didn't know when. Everybody's like Zaslav, the axe of Zaslav came down and he started just chopping down, just pretty much going around and just removing certain pieces that were kind of in the way, boundaries that were in the way. We know that he's a huge DC and fan and Superman fan. So we knew it was going to actually happen. Hearing The Rock talk about how when they were, the old regime, the old, Warner Brothers regime, tore down the notion of actually having, Henry Cavill after they fought so hard to do it. So finding out or getting this news today, I'm telling you, like, it was so excited. I know a friend of mine is Jason, Master Sergeant. Like, I know he was so hyped. He was hyped last night.
I saw him on your stream.
Yeah, he was so reserved. He was wearing
the Superman t-shirt. And
he
stuff,
was wearing a Superman t-shirt. He was so reserved. He was extremely happy. And man, like, I think it's Henry Cavill's due. And then, to see that happen, it just gives me hope. It gives me hope that they reach out and give Ben Affleck the same courtesy, and we finally get a chance to see him in a film, because everybody knows that Ben Affleck is my favorite Batman. Like, that is my favorite iteration of both Bruce Wayne and Batman. Just my personal opinion. I just love the way he put that together. So again, to see Henry Cavill have his day, to see him put that cape back on again, man, it's going to be exciting. I can't wait. That means there's going to be a new 6-scale figure. That means that Al is going to actually give us some dope ass photos. So I'm ready for it, man. All day. Let's go. What
do you think, Al?
My first thought was like, what a day for the news to come out. I was about to send it to you guys. I thought they'll see it. I was just really happy, mate. I've been hoping for a sequel with Henry Cavill for a while. Because he don't want to get like too far into it, but he's my Superman. Like, I never really, I know it's probably controversial to say, but like Christopher Reeve, I never really gelled with that vision of Superman. So Henry Cavill really is like my guy. So I was just really happy. And as Lael said, he did such a great job. To see him, getting another chance, another go at it, like a solo film. It was just great news, man. I was just so happy to hear it.
It's on for me. It's more important to me than Jackman coming back as Wolverine, because Jackman had such a huge career and such amazing films, and obviously Logan to finish on. Henry Cavill didn't really get that. He didn't get that send off. He didn't get they didn't use him enough. And like, it's like, what the hell are you doing? This guy looks just like Superman. Everyone loves him. He's such a nice guy by all accounts. And it's just so great to see him have his day. Like Lael said about Ben Affleck, I would love to see him in his own The Batman film, because that's the treatment that they were going to do. They were going to call it The Batman. Obviously, they can't anymore. It's worth checking down the treatment for that film that they were going to do, where basically Deathstroke, which is Joe Manganiello, obviously was in the back end of Zack Snyder's Justice League, and he blamed Bruce Wayne for the death of his daughter, so he then destroys Bruce Wayne and destroys everything about him. So his Batcave, his Batmobiles, Alfred, everything. He takes everything away from him. So literally it's just bare bones. And Batman then takes on Deathstroke. And it apparently is one hell of an opportunity that they never capitalized on. So hopefully one day that happens. So I'm really hyped about that, as you could probably tell. I'm really pleased that Henry Cavill's got his day. So I just want to quickly address the chat as we have to say hello to everybody who's supported us. So, everyone's already starting off. So, The Empire Strikes Again. Hey, panel and chat. Hey, buddy. There you go. Hey, Ryan. Good to see you, man. Thank you. Everyone's saying hey. Hey-o. Brandon Salad. Hey, buddy. Doing great. Yeah, having a little chat here. Renz Talentino. Hey, buddy. The amazing work that he does. If anybody hasn't seen it already, please go out and check his work out. we were messaging earlier, and I'm thinking about getting him to do something for me further on down the road. Yep, so good lad, Brendan Salad. I'm an almond milk dude. And Eddie Rodriguez, Leal, you Hulk rant yesterday was hilarious. The whole night. I listened and watched that today while I was getting ready, and oh my god, that was a great rant, and I completely agree with everything you said.
Yeah.
So that was very good. News gives me hope to see Ben Affleck for the Deathstroke movie, which is what I was talking about. Triple G, hey Pete, everyone love this movie. I'm also a huge Superman fan. Not a fan of the end scene of the movie though. Very out of character. We'll talk about that. Perfect casting for me. Agreed. And then, hey Riley, hey buddy. Let's go. You are welcome next week, man. If you want to join us, I know you got school and stuff. If you want to come and talk about Black Adam, because we are covering that next week. So everybody, if you can go out opening weekend, I'm going out first day to see Black Adam. So if you can all do that and then come back next week, that would be awesome. And we'll do that. So, Man of Steel. This film was released in 2013 and Zack Snyder directed it. I first saw the trailer, the teaser trailer, the first day of seeing Dark Knight Rises. And the trailer, which I showed a bit of it in my intro, brought me to tears because of how beautiful it was shot and how amazing it looked. I didn't even know it was going to come out. As I said, I'm a huge Superman fan anyway, and seeing that on the big screen was just something incredibly special for me. This has been a long time in the making. Obviously, had a few false starts here and there, but they had David S. Goyer, who was a writer on a number of the Dark Knight films, basically pitched Chris Nolan and WB, Warner Brothers, to do a Superman film. Chris Nolan said, that sounds great. I'll be an executive producer, but I'm not going to direct it. I've had my fill at the moment of being a superheroes film. And obviously, if he was attached to that, then that would then look like he would be part of the same universe as Christian Bale's Batman. So they went out and they went scouting for their Superman, and that man was Henry Cavill. We all know this. But Henry Cavill was always the Neely man. He came second for Casino Royale. He lost out to Robert Pattinson for Harry Potter because he was in the Goblet of Fire, is it? I think he's a Goblet of Fire. He went for that. And there was just so many things he kept going for, including he went for the Brandon Routh Superman Returns as well. But obviously the embodiment of Superman, we've got someone who looks just like him. He's a Brit, and but also he absolutely he trained like an absolute beast. He trained for, I think they said it was 10 months to get in shape, and he just basically just lifted ridiculous amounts for a very, very long time, and then he shredded for the last 6 weeks, which is amazing that he did. Obviously, the commitment that you have to put in, and they use the trainers for 300, and as you can see, he's not in bad shape. I won't mind being a few pounds behind him. But yeah, so I think he's a fantastic Superman, and I think he's a fantastic choice. What do you think, Al? What do you think to Henry Cavill?
I thought he was great. Like you, he just seems to embody everything that Superman kind of, what it means to me. You know what I mean? Like what the character means to me. He seems to embody it like perfectly. He's got that kind of, he's a genuinely nice guy, in real life from what I've seen. He seems to bring that to the role as well, which I think Superman needs. He needs to be like that kind of, I know people say that, the Boy Scout and all that, but he's just a nice guy. Do you know what I mean? He's helping people, and he's doing all this just because it's the right thing to do. Do you know what I mean? Like he could just do whatever he wants. Do you know what I mean? He could go the Brightburn route if he wanted to, but because he's been brought up like by decent people.
Mm-hmm.
He's just turned, you know, and Cavill brings that.
He does.
And it just helps that he looks the part as well, especially like in this film. He's fucking huge. He's just ripped out. He just looks like the Man of Steel to me.
Yeah, he really does. I think this film really, for me personally, it has the heart of Superman in this. It really portrays it really well. It's really written as such. I think some of that is lacking further on down the road, but this is the true Superman for me. This is I read all the comics, and the Jim Lee Man of Tomorrow is one of my favorite comic book runs because well, it's just a fantastic story, but also as well that way of that he portrays himself as Superman, and he holds himself in such, because his love for humans, he doesn't have to do anything. He could just bugger off to space and just find himself a nice wife or a planet. But he doesn't. He stays, and he loves humans. He loves the planet, and he wants to help as much as he can. There's nothing wrong with being a Boy Scout. But yeah. So, Leal, what will you say, man, about Henry Cavill? You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'm going through the whole mute thing myself. Here's the thing. The thing about Henry Cavill as Superman is that the thing is, when you have someone portray a role, the biggest thing is that you want them to have that level of belief in the character itself.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill is not just playing Superman. He is Superman. And the reason why I say that is because he loves the character. You know, everything that he lives for is this character. Like, he's talked about it time and time again. Superman, he's loved Superman as a child. You know, there were so many ideas that he had about the actual character. You know, how he wanted to, you know, kind of portray the actual character. They gave him slightly that leeway to become that version of Superman that he wanted. And he has that belief. He's a geek just like all of us. You know what I mean? Literally, he is. And that's what you want, is someone who has a firm belief in that character, that they give it the devotion, they give it that energy, they do the research, they apply themselves, they get themselves. He got himself not only just, you know, like physically fit, but he got himself emotionally and mentally fit to play the character itself. Like, he embodied, like, you know, here's the thing is, like, I come from the era of you know, Christopher Reeves. You know, I was born basically in 1973. I was raised basically through the 70s, through the 80s. And, you know, Christopher Reeves was my Superman at that time. I mean, seeing Superman 1 and 2, you know, pretty much in the theaters is like, whoa, yo, like, this is amazing. But I think the biggest thing is that Cavill embodies the character. Reeves did the same thing, but he even gives you those Reeves undertone with his own mix of it. And he really loves the character, and he's devoted to it. There is no one else I can imagine playing. Now, Brendan Routh, he actually had his turn with it, and he did a good job. But there is no one else I can imagine picking up that cape and playing Superman right now than Henry Cavill. And it's a good day. Like, here, the thing is, he put his all into it. You know what I mean? He gave us the good nature of it, but we also saw a darker version of him as well. We got a chance to see that darker version. But I'm super excited for Henry Cavill. He's such a good guy, man. Like, he's really, really, you know, embedded himself in this character. He's become that character, and he's willing to play it. He's already said, I'll play it until I can't play it anymore, because he loves the character. So it's a good day. It's a good time. I mean, and I'm glad. It's not only just to basically see him portray the role, but to see Superman back. Just to basically see that we're getting the Superman that we want back on screen, to see the right iteration. And again, it gives me hope for everything else. It gives me hope that we'll basically see a Ben Affleck once again. It gives me hope that we'll basically, we'll see Wonder Woman again. But it also gives me hope, you know, that the possibility of us getting a Justice League 2, however they basically do it. So again, I'm happy about it. It's a good day to be alive. It's a good day to be a Superman fan. We got Black Adam coming out this weekend. I can't wait to basically see that. And also, yo, everybody out there, everybody owes a debt of gratitude also to Dwayne Johnson, Rock, because he fought hard to bring this character and to get Henry Cavill back. And they have the same manager, you know, which is his ex-wife. Yeah. And the thing is, They fought hard to make this happen, and I give him a great debt of respect. Zaslav also, for picking up Warner Brothers and just completely reshaping and saying this is what we want to do. I'm happy about that, man, and I can't wait to see it. DC deserves a win. And we're looking at that. We're looking at that.
100%. 100%. No, I think that's great. Sorry, forgive me. My reception went here, so I hope I didn't interrupt anything. But no, I 100% agree with what you're saying there. It's so wonderful to be a DC fan and have something back. Obviously, we had the amazing win of the Batman, but obviously we've had issues with the whole Flash thing, and that would have been out this year if not everything had happened. So it's great to get a really nice win. This was going to be the year of DC. Obviously we had to delay it for a little bit, but this is obviously we've got Black Adam. So I'm going to be doing a Black Adam post coming out of the cinema review, very quick live stream or video on IG. So I'll be doing a very quick kind of, this is what my initial thoughts are, then I'll do a proper video, and then obviously we've got Film Club next week as well. But I just wanted to I agree with what you're saying 100%. Zack Snyder, we have to give a lot of credit to as well. This man, I know there's been a lot of issues within the fan community and how they can be within some of the attacks on other creators and stuff like this, but Zack Snyder is a visionary for what he has done. He cast Henry Cavill, he cast Jason Momoa as Aquaman, he cast Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, who originally was going to be Pharaoh, the henchwoman to Zod, but she was pregnant, so she had to drop out, and then obviously she won the role of Wonder Woman. So I think that the vision that he has as a director and what he did for this film is amazing. Obviously, further on down the line, obviously there's a lot of studio interference, and obviously things happened in his personal life which affected other things that were due to come out and be released. And we can talk about that another time. But for this, I think the future of DC now, I think realize lessons have been learned, and what Dwayne Johnson has done. In one of my biggest fears, I don't know what you guys think to this. One of my biggest fears with the announcement that who is appearing at the end of Black Adam, there was so much focus on that. It felt like Venom 2. When they kept talking about the mid-credits, and they were like, oh yeah, this really big thing's happening mid-credits. I was like, yeah, but what about the film for 2 hours? So I really felt like, oh God, is this a kind of smoke and mirrors kind of thing to kind of get you hyped, get you in the cinema, and then the film be garbage? But I'm hoping I'm wrong. I genuinely want this film to be awesome, and I want Dwayne Johnson to have a really good franchise behind him, apart from Jumanji, because obviously he's doing well with that. But I think he is a great film presence, and I think what he does in Black Adam, hopefully the amount of love he gives to it would be amazing. What we get here, we got Riley Reviews says, yes man, in a Zoom meeting next time I'll do it. That'd be great to have you on. Marvelous, hello there, super fans. I'm just messaging you saying the same thing. So if you want to join us next week, more than welcome. I don't know what the time will be in your neck of the woods down under, but it would be great to have you on. We're talking Black Adam next week.
Yeah, she's such a great person, right?
She came across really well on your corner. Yeah,
she's such an amazing person, knowledgeable, not only just about just collecting and stuff like that, but just about comics and stuff like that. And she's dope. I love.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to have a lady representation in
exactly.
Well. Really
to have
nice.
the representation, knowlowledge behind it. Yeah, she's great.
No, that's awesome. But you're welcome anytime, good lady. The Empire Strikes Again. I love Henry Cavill's Superman. Can't wait for Man of Steel 2. Specimen, Triple G, yes. Everyone's having it. Yes, said big Warhammer fan. He's done a lot bringing that hobby into the light. He actually to the headquarters of Warhammer, which is not far away from where I live, about 5 miles away. And he went there and he had an absolute blast by all accounts of it. So that was that's pretty cool. And obviously he built his PC on during lockdown and all that kind of stuff. They just need to film this one without Cavill's mustache. Yes, that's for that's for another day. the story behind that. I'm sure you all know about it, but during the reshoots for the Justice League, they wouldn't shave off his mustache because he had it for Fallout, Mission Impossible Fallout. So they CGI'd it in inverted commas because this did such a terrible job. He looked weird. And then when they released the Zack Snyder's Justice League, they didn't have any of that because what they filmed originally was really bloody good. So yes, that was quite interesting. Well said, Leal, what you said there about DCU. Yeah. My buddy Dan, who love the Hush Batman statue. Thank you very much, buddy. He's just picked himself up, as you can see from the picture there, the Dark Knight premium format, which he got from a steal, apparently. As much as I love Cavill, Christopher Lee was still my Superman, each to their own. It's everyone's, obviously, he's an older vintage, like myself, and we were brought up on that. But I think for me, the embodiment of Superman in this day and age is definitely Henry Cavill. But that's, again, each their own with that one. Everyone's engaging loads in the chat. It's lovely. If everybody can like this channel and like the stream, that would be wonderful. If you can all subscribe, if you've not already, that would be great as well. It really helps out the channel, whether you believe it or not. It does. I am currently at 277, so I'm trying very hard to get to the 300 mark. So it would be awesome to see the numbers getting up, and obviously we've got Leal here is obviously the king of the panels at the moment. Where's it over 3,000 now, and we've got to get my buddy Al up there with the numbers as well. Get everyone on those awesome looking videos that he puts together.
You know what? I always say this: it's not the amount of subscribers, and it's not the amount of likes that you get. I mean, those are important, but it's how well you present the content, how true you are to the content. You know, if you're humble, the less arrogant, that is what's going to push you over the edge. So those things come, but staying true to who you are and just being really, really true and good, like Superman.
That's it.
What pushes that needle forward.
That's really lovely advice. Thank you for that. It's yes, definitely agree with you. So on to Superman. One of my favorite scenes in the film, which I have edited together a little bit, so I'm not going to get too caught with the old copyright, is his first flight.
You will help them accomplish wonders.
Goosebumps, absolute goosebumps
every time.
That score, Hans Zimmer, that is an amazing. I know we've got the John Williams score on everyone's mind as well with Superman. That is obviously synonymous with Superman, but that still for me is just so incredibly powerful. Just quickly think what Marvel has said, which I agree with 100%. Henry is 100% Superman. He's humble and grounded like Superman as well. I hope DC take Marvel by storm. Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I love both Marvel and DC, but I am more of a DC fan than I am Marvel, especially recently. But I truly hope that we just give it a bit more of a oomph up. It'd be great just to get a couple more wins. Just be really nice. Quality over quantity. So lovely to say. I would love to. I'm available at this time. Well, you have yourself an invite as long as you watch Black Adam between now and next Tuesday. So I'll send you the invite across. That's wonderful of you. Thank you very much. I look forward to meeting you in person virtually. So such an awesome scene. Yes. Alan looks slick. Leal's been showing up. Yeah, no, it's not true. You both got kind of matching because you both got the glasses and both got the hats and the That's funny. I hope you're resting up, Shane. And it was great to see you on the stream earlier. So for me, the cast was absolutely stunning. Obviously, we'd got Henry Cavill, we got General Zod, Michael Shannon, which I mean, he gave it his all.
Yeah,
that man was so angry and was so bloody good. He's an incredible actor anyway. For me, he was a really formidable villain to Superman. He's obviously anyway in the comics and everything, but
you heard the rumor, right?
Yeah, well, that he's in Flash.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
That's the rumor.
So the rumor is, everyone close their ears if they don't want to know, but basically Flash, obviously it's Flashpoint, but there's things that he does that erases certain things from Man of Steel, including the snap, and which is ridiculous in my opinion. But there's certain things that basically the Flash saves a lot of people during the end battle as well, which then rewrites quite a lot of things within the DCEU. So it would then resets it in a certain way. But I don't know why they would keep him alive. But I have heard the rumor that Zod is in Flash.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome.
Is that what you heard as well, Al?
Yeah, that would be incredible.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, Michael Shannon obviously is an amazing actor, Oscar nominated, and just a fantastic actor. Anyway, what he brings to this, he's an absolute badass, and you believe him at the end when he's like, "I'm going to kill every single person on this planet," and you believe him. He's so powerful and he's ruthless by his portrayal. Slightly mad. That first bit where he's like, I will find him, and he's just going off.
I will find him.
I will find him.
Yeah.
Just before they get shot up in those little dick-shaped ships into the parasite. That's so strange. That little bit it takes you out of the film a little bit.
Bro, when he took the armor off and he had just the black suit on, I was like, yeah that's badass right there.
Badass.
Hell
yeah, that was a really good moment. That because obviously he really embraces, then obviously kind of really embraces his training. That's the reason why he was so easy to and very quick to adapt to his surrounding, was because this man is the leader. He is kind of obstacle, so he was so. He
kind of froze up there.
Could adapt very quick. Amazing. And yeah, that was an amazing moment. What this to me was
you kind of dipping in and out.
Yeah, you're coming in and out. Your connection is coming in and out, Rich. I think he froze.
I think we lost him.
We did.
It's in the Phantom Zone.
He'll be back. He'll definitely be. But but I agree with everything he's saying. Like, I think, there you go. You back?
Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
So go on.
No, sorry. But I was just saying, like, with the way Michael Shannon, like how he played the role. He played the role so menacing. Like, if you think about it, bro, he wasn't my first choice as Zod. Like, I was like, how could they make him play that character and would he be believable? We knew that he was a great actor. But how could he play that role? Was he the right fit? Was he someone that was believable in that particular role? And then when you see him on screen and you see his first encounter, you know what I mean, with the council and then Jor-El, you know what I mean? It was like, just with the council and trying to make them realize, at that point, that they were making a mistake. His first entry, like that, just no nonsense. I don't care. But he gave, and the thing is, like we've always known about Zod, is the simple fact that he's like he's a really misunderstood character, because again, even in the books, he was bred for his people and to protect his people by any means. no matter the cost or controversy. And that's what we know about Zod. Was he remotely evil in his tactics? Yes. But in his beliefs, any of us would do anything that we can for our family. And that's the deep rooted, process of this particular character that a lot of people didn't really understand. And the way he portrayed it was like incredible. I was like, yeah, I'm in now.
Yeah, he's got it.
For
me, it's the point at the end when he crashes. Well, Superman makes him crash the ship with the
the Genesis.
The Genesis ship. And he holds up the ashes of and he's got no people. Do you know what I mean? That's it. He's got nothing anymore. And the way he plays it, and the kind of the anger and the sadness as well, the despair, and that I think that I love that moment. And it's from that point on where he just thinks, "Fuck it, I've got nothing left. I'm just going to go all out."
Yeah.
I just love that moment.
So do I. I think it's an amazing moment because he's just like, you've taken this from me. This is all I had. I'd love Cal's response when it's like, you can't do this because Krypton had its chance.
Yeah.
Just took them all down. I'm like,
it's a slight moment where he considers it.
Yeah.
He thinks about it and he's like, no, this is my home now.
Yeah.
So
and that's the thing is like he thinking about those things. And you know what, when you think about the weight of not just the world on one man's shoulder, but the weight of an entire galaxy on a man's shoulder, knowing that you are the most powerful being at this particular point. You know what I mean? And then you're defending a world who is really shifty about who you really are as a person, but you live off of those particular morals. Like, and you're destroying you're not only are you're willing to sacrifice the last known remnants of your planet in these individuals. You know what I mean? Like, you're willing to basically, now mind you, they just got sucked into the Phantom Zone. The rest of them, they're still there, but it's the simple fact that you're willing to go to those lengths to save an actual planet that's really, but at the same time, a woman who is going to become your future wife, and that love that he has in between it and his mother. I mean, you're seeing a dichotomy of both juxtaposed into one particular scene, one who loses everything. And it's like, you know what? I just don't give two shits anymore. And then you have this character. It's like, I got to defend this planet. I don't want to kill you, but if I have to, I will. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to, but for this planet, like, I think it was well done. Even that, that scream that we hear in the very end, that was so, I think that was the saddest part, because not only did he not want to kill, he didn't want to kill Zod. Because if it was a way that he could make him see a different way, not only could he change the way he thinks, but he has at least a part of his world left. And now he doesn't. It's like, wow, that was incredible.
That was incredibly powerful. That moment, I didn't see that coming at all in the film. That is very controversial by the fact that Superman had to kill. And not only kill, he didn't find another way to do it. Could have covered his eyes, could have done this, could have done all those things. No, he did what he did to protect humankind and the Earth, because it wasn't just that family, it was the rest of the world that Zod had no problem killing. And that blew me away in the cinema. I didn't see it coming at all. And I think that's just so amazing how they did that. And it was very dark as well, because you never thought you'd see a hero like that doing that, but that's such a difficult decision to make, to do the right thing. One of the things that's in the comics, and you know this, Lyle, is that Superman is always haunted by the people he didn't save. And there's obviously the times that he has to go to sleep and everything like that, and there's times that he can't save everybody, and that haunts him, and that's what keeps him up a lot of the times. So those moments are really important. And him as a hero, because he is a superhero, obviously he's the most powerful being in the universe, but also as well, he's got the best heart, and in the comics and also in the film. But the way this is only day dot as Superman, we can't judge him on who he is to become or what he was just on that one day and that one moment. So I hope that doesn't haunt him and the character and people's perception of Superman just on that one moment, because I personally think it's the right thing to do, because I'd do that. Not to say I'd admit to anything, but like I would. What would you do, Al, if you're in that situation? What would you think to that scene?
I remember like really vividly seeing it and thinking like, wow, like just snapped his neck. Like I was taken aback by it at the time. But then I remember like listening to a lot of the discourse around that time as well, like Kevin Smith and people like that, like really had, I think Kevin Smith had an issue with it. And a lot of people had issue with, I know Ralph Garman did and had an issue with it. The fact that he did kill someone. But I think it just goes to show Zack Snyder's vision for the character. I think he stated as well that like this is like they were kind of even like BVS and Justice League were setting up the Superman that we know and love. Do you know what I mean? And like there were these like moments in these films that would, make him into that character. Like the fact that he had to kill Zod haunts him. So that's why, he would really, he wouldn't or try not to go that far again. Do you know what I mean? Like what we expect from Superman. And it was obviously like Warner Brothers didn't have the faith in Zack Snyder's vision to get us past that point. And kind of, tinkered with Justice League to the point where, they forced him into that spot quicker than Zack Snyder wanted him to be there, if you know what I mean. So I would love to have seen it all play out the way Zack Snyder intended.
I would have loved to see that. There's something I mentioned before where there is a leaked script / storyboards of what Justice League 1, 2, and 3 was going to be. And that is so exciting to me. And what they did, and I'll send it to you after this, about what they were going to do and how we succumbed to the dark side. And because obviously there was a flash in that from BVS and stuff, which we'll cover on another week. But what they did and the fact that he was even in the black suit for so long, and then when he got poisoned by Darkseid and he did what he did, and then they managed to reverse it a little bit, and then he came back as the true Superman. And that for me sounded so exciting, and what they had to do was just sounded fantastic. It's just such a shame that they didn't do it down the road.
And you know what? Here's my thing, and I've always believed this, is that this, it also showed that, he's a powerful character, but he's not without flaws. It humanizes him. It humanizes him as an actual character, because if faced with choices, you can't be a problem solver all the time. You can't be everywhere at all times. You can't. You're not. What they're saying is that, if you're going to say that you didn't like the simple fact that, he killed someone, that he broke Zod's neck. Well, look at the lives that Zod cost the entire time. The entire fight, there were people who died during that fight, buildings that collapsed. You know what I mean? Like, there were a lot of things that actually happened at that point that couldn't be controlled, because, again, he's trying to stop a man before there were even more casualties. At that time, he's looking at the simple fact that there's a family sitting there, trying them, to protect themselves, while Zod, literally gives 2 F's about anything and is just willing, to kill in order to torture Superman for everything that was taken away from him. So, again, he was up against a situation he had no choice. And I think that's what humanized him and brought him down an actual level. Yes, he's powerful, but we also need to see those flaws. We need to see that there's a level of sacrifice that will be made. And I think that he needed to understand those sacrifices. And sometimes you're not going to be able, your morals and the morals you live by, sometimes it's not going to always be the best or the easiest decision. But if it's like, kill one to save the many, out there that this person could literally destroy, you don't have a choice at that moment. But you can learn from it and say, you know what? Definitely. I'll find a way not to have to do this ever again. So I love the choice that Zack Snyder presented. I love the simple fact that he humanized that, you know, he gave us a humanized version of Superman that we can look at and say, you know what, if I was in that position, I can't fault him for being who he is. A lot of times when we look at it, we're looking at it from a certain vantage point. I understand Kevin Smith and everyone being upset about it because they're looking at Superman from the comics. But even with Superman from the comics himself, there were a lot of flaws, a lot of things that we wanted to see changed. And I think Zack Snyder knew that. He gave us the best interpretation of Superman, and that's memorable. You know, that's definitely memorable, and I love that. So yeah, I was happy about that turn.
Me too. I think it's such an amazing move that they did, and I think for them to go down that route, like you said, he's finding his feet. He's in a highly populated area where he's having a fight with another superhero being. He should not be doing this. He should have gone straight out of there and gone into a deserted place so he could have the fight, go to the moon, like they did in BVS. They literally he learned that mistake when they're fighting Doomsday. They took it into a populationless area, so they had those fights there so people would get caught in the crossfire. Lois killed more people than Superman did in this film, and she was shooting people left and right. So just quickly to say hello to the chat 1 second. Hi hubby, my wife Katie there, love you babe.
Hey.
Thank you for and it's great to have you enjoying the show. Thank you. The glasses help search for hot toys deals. It's very true. Watching Black Adam this Friday for my partner's birthday. It's done. Thanks, Rich. Well, it's a pleasure. I hope you enjoy it. And then don't make me blush. You two, get a room. My brother, my actual brother, my younger brother James, highlight of the week, brother. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know you got your hands full there in Spain, so thank you so much for that, for tuning in. What villain would you like to see in Man of Steel 2? Now they've already done Doomsday. We can't do another Doomsday. What would you like to see?
I think everyone says Brainiac. Everyone says Brainiac. What do you guys think?
Brainiac would be awesome. Can't get any better than that in the Superman Unbound, though. You know, have you read that comic or seen the animated film? That's incredible. That one, that's really good.
I wouldn't mind seeing like another go with Lex Luthor.
I would love to see that. I'm not feeling his portrayal as Lex.
I mean, I wouldn't mind giving him another go. Just you know, maybe tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, tone it down. There's a man there who couldn't get through a speech without going insane. So it was that's how he's going to take down Man of Steel. The thing is, as well, there's a lot of out of this world characters and bad guys that he could take on.
No, that's what I'm trying to think
and
about.
That's so.
The thing is, Brainiac is Brainiac is probably the most popular when it comes to it. When outside of Lex Luthor, but I've always So of course I know this would never happen because it's too early. But I would seriously love to see Superman go up against Superboy Prime. I would love that so much because Superboy Prime is unleashed and is the most powerful version of Superman. But that would never happen. But in the scheme of things right now, because that's way too early. That's too too early of a story to tell, and I would never go that route. I mean, of course, we know we're going to see him up against Black Adam, but I think a Brainiac would be, and if you get a better version of Lex Luthor, I would be down for that. Someone who's more calculated.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, like somebody who's a bit more calculated and can use certain things, discovering his weaknesses, stuff like that. It'd be interesting. Like there's so much so rich of a story to tell. I'm just interested to see where they're going to go with it.
Yeah. There's a story that I forgot the name of it now, where
Or
literally
Metallo.
yeah, Metallo would be awesome.
Metallo would be incredible.
I think it is a Metallo one, but basically there's one where it's like where I think it's Adam Strange or Adam Savage. Is Adam Savage? Who basically knows all the weaknesses of every single Justice League member. And he takes down every single one through, like, Bane takes down Batman, and I think it's Metallo shoots Carl with a kryptonite gun, and it's little things like that. So all those things, it's like literally systematically takes down the Justice League individual, like with that, because basically what happens is, long story short, they hack into the Justice League back computer, because obviously Batman knows all his weaknesses. So it's like he is the bad guy, because he gave out information, or not knowingly, but it's just it's an amazing story. I'll have to get the name of it, but yeah, I don't know. It's a really good question, Marvel. I keep calling you Marvelous. What's your actual name, Leal? What's her actual name? I keep telling.
It's Leslie, isn't it?
Leslie, yeah.
Leslie, nice to meet you, Leslie. Leslie, that's a great question. Thank you for that. But it's really interesting to see how they go down that route. Yeah. Here you go. A big part of Superman is always finds a way. He's supposed to be the best of us all. This may be a humble opinion. It cheapens him a bit. It's a very modern version.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, we've got ourselves a little arrival all the way from the Emerald Isle. Clark Kent. Hey,
myself and Alan I have the deals glasses on. Yeah, I got all my jobs done. I was running around like a headless chicken, listening to doing boring stuff like unloading dishwashers and crap like that.
Rich,
Rich,
do you see this shit? This motherfucker had to actually change his hat.
He changed his hat and he changed his top.
And he changed his
No, it's the same top. It's the same top.
Changed his hat.
Same top. I had to put on the Allen glasses. Though.
Has to come on his show and outdo everybody, motherfucker. Always done that, man.
Listen. It's Alan looks like he's rocking not only glasses, but do you have 2 ring lights, or is that just reflection?
Yeah, it's 2.
Man.
Jesus.
They're very cheap. I got them I think they're like £10 each.
2 ring lights, man. I'm gonna try that. Like
two ring lights, Rich.
I really like your jumper. I like your jumper.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. The bromance continues.
Hang on, no, you're not getting away with that. Oh, Leal, I got you a birthday present.
I did. I got him one. I did.
That's amazing birthday present too,
really,
man.
Really nice. That's actually really
God,
nice.
that's dope.
Yeah.
That's so
Well,
dope.
honestly, he's doing a lot for me. So hell yes.
No, it's fair.
Just wait to yours, Shane. Just wait to yours. Don't lie birthdays. Yours is the big 4-0 next, isn't it?
No, next year. Yeah.
Oh, next year. Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
Parasite's a great shout, Leslie. That's a great thought. I like that a lot. That would be brilliant. Yeah. If anyone says Superman crushed that like button, folks, thank you very much. Catch the rewind. Yes, good man. If anyone can't watch it live, please watch it on the rewind. Thank you. Now he's about to pounce. That's thinking on this. I didn't know what he was referring to. Give them both Cyborg Superman with Henry playing both. That's a great shout. I don't know if you guys ever saw the.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
The Cyborg Superman statue from Prime 1. If you ever saw that, that is unbelievable. I would love to get that one day. Okay. Yeah. The problem is you're basically talking about a guy with powers of a god. Once that line is crossed, where do you stop? Should he take out dictators? Blitz Arkham? Yes. No, I'm kidding. Well, he made that mistake in some people's minds, but he made that choice because I'm not going to get into it, but basically he made the right decision, in my opinion. William Owens, Brainiac as well, Return of Fiora, and the Kryptonians from the Phantom Zone. That would be awesome. That's it. The Tower of Babel. Thank you so much. Prometheus taking down the Justice League is cool as well. That's very true. Fast and Furious down there.
Yeah. Live performance.
Family.
You know what? We're forgetting also, man. We just want to see him fight Darkseid.
Yes. Well, I was going to say that Dark Side would be amazing, but I think you'd have to get everybody else in on that one as well. Shane, welcome on board. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, sorry
what
about
was
delayed, man.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I know you're busy with school and everything. What were your thoughts on the film? Obviously, I know you've heard a lot of talk about the film itself, and that. Is there anything that really stuck out to you that going back to it after a few years?
Yeah, like it's in like when I first like saw the film, like I was kind of like, I suppose 50-50 on it. Like I did really enjoy it. I did really enjoy it, and I think Henry Cavill kind of embodies Superman. And I was watching it with a lot of people who didn't like it and kind of come out and they kind of bashed it. And sometimes that can be a bit like difficult to still stick to your guns. But I remember having a conversation going, no, I actually quite enjoyed it. Like it wasn't like a 5-star film for me or anything, but there was a lot of positives. Henry Cavill, I thought it was the first time they got the suit right. I know Christopher Reeves was a lot of people's go-to Superman, maybe because it's a bit before my time. I've seen the movies and all, like, but I found that the suit that he has, the design of it, the design choice, I thought really, really worked very well. I thought he was fantastic. I loved, like, particularly the first hour. I actually love origin stories. I know a lot of people give it up, but
I agree with you there.
How slow it was, and they really delved into his past, and just those. I think the number one thing about the whole film, for me, the truck moment is fantastic. I love that, but for me, if I had to pinpoint one thing, which I was like, that is just quality filmmaking, it's those like 2 or 3 notes that play when he tries to fly, and how he tries and he falls and he tries and he falls, and then the music comes in. That's kind of threaded throughout the whole film, and he just kind of makes a fist, and you could see the little snow and rocks, little pebbles lifting up, and I was like, "That's filmmaking for me, man."
Yeah,
that is
and just the music we were talking about that earlier. The music, the Hans Zimmer score, absolutely stunning. I agree 100% with you. For me, I know that it would have been a very popular film, but if they'd have just done the origin of him going around America, the world, helping people, finding his powers, finding who he belongs to and where he's from, and then the last shot of him literally flying, I would love that, because those bits with Jonathan Kent, Kevin Costner is amazing in this. I love Kevin Costner anyway. If you guys watch Yellowstone, if you haven't, please watch it. It is such a unbelievable show. It's on Paramount Plus in the UK. I love
the cynicism that he brings to it.
Yeah,
like cynicism
he's a parent. He's aware of that his son can change the world, and he's so protective of him. It's like if I found out if my daughter suddenly turned around and started doing the things that Superman can do, I was like, okay, one day she's going to be taken away if she comes out as superhero, or the government would do this and that, and they're trying to experiment on all that kind of things like that. That would scare the life out of me. So all you want to do is protect her and protect him from making those little mistakes of rescuing people on a bus and being seen to do those things, and all those moments, and even the bit where he sacrificed his life to keep his secret. Literally, he's like, stop. It's fine. I don't want you doing this because you're more important than I am. And I think that moment is just so wonderful. I don't know. They didn't de-age Henry Cavill at that moment and that scene, but he looks so different. I think it was his
plays
hair.
It really well, doesn't he?
Plays it really well. He looks leaner in the face.
Plays younger,
he looks smaller, and his hair obviously a bit longer and stuff. But he does seem a lot younger in that. And it's just
fresh shave as well, I'd say.
Probably.
Was he freshly shaved in that scene or something?
He was freshly shaved and saved in that, but his hair was a bit curly as well. But yeah, so it's just for me, it's just I think those moments. One quick random thing, which is amazing, just how amazing life is sometimes when you hear stuff like this. So, remember a film called Proof of Life with Russell Crowe? So he started a film called in 2000, filming it, and they filmed it in England the first scene, and he had a son in it, and that son went to the same boarding school as Henry Cavill, and Russell Crowe he likes his rugby. He saw this young lad who was playing his son, and Henry Cavill playing rugby on the field. And he went over, he was talking to, he said, oh, you play really well and all this kind of stuff. And Henry Cavill obviously was aware of who Russell Crowe was, and obviously Gladiator had been out by that point and stuff. And he was asking loads and loads of questions about acting and saying, oh, how difficult it is and all this kind of stuff like this. And Russell Crowe wrote 2 letters, one to the son, the guy who plays his son, and one to so the one he sent to the guy who plays his son was "Go along, Marshall" or something like that, which is a line from Gladiator. I'm paraphrasing here. That guy went on to be in the armed forces and toured in Iraq and all this kind of stuff. And the second one he sent to Henry Cavill when he said the journey of 1,000 miles is the first step or something. Again, I'm paraphrasing. He sent that to Henry Cavill. Years and years later, when he was on set, bearing in mind he was cast as Jor-El and all this kind of stuff, a couple of months in, he's like, I'm sorry, but I know you, don't I? I've seen you before. And Henry Cavill was like, yeah, you came to my boarding school and you gave me this note. And this is why I'm here today. You are my favorite actor and you inspired me. How amazing is that? I think it's just stuff like that is just so amazing. I love things like that. And to inspire somebody like that so much that he went out and is the person he is now. And it's just amazing. He became Superman and he was his dad. It's just amazing. It's just so amazing to me, little things like that. Does anybody else want to go and say anything in particular about the film? Because I'm going to go on to the next part, which is the hot toys. No?
Great film.
Great film.
Hey, I mean, just the simple fact that, like I said, I mean, right now we're just happy, that he's back. Despite, the thing is like it bodes well about an actor who just decides that, he could have easily said, you know what, I'm done with this. I don't even want to play the role because it's just too much drama. But that just shows you how passionate he is about the
Did you see John Campea? He's live now and said that apparently Superman 2 is actually going to happen.
It's going to happen. This was at the top of the stream.
But he's live right now.
It's actually So
it is true.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's covered in the Hollywood Reporter.
Okay,
as well.
That's brilliant because I remember watching the first one. I suppose. Look, I'm not a fan of Justice League or BVS really, but I would have liked to see Man of Steel too. And now it's fantastic that it is. But is Snyder directing it? No.
Okay. No, they haven't decided on a director yet. They're trying to get Chris McQuarrie to write and direct it. They've got the same producer as one of the producers for the Dark Knight trilogy, which is Charles Roven. So there is a big possibility they're going to attach a big name on this one. Apparently, James Gunn has been, because obviously he's signed a 5-picture deal with them, and he's pitching a secret DC project. I don't think it will be Superman, but it would be awesome to see that. What he did with Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad, for me, he can do what he wants with DC because he's just amazing. He works
better with the fringe characters.
He does.
He's great at bringing characters that the general audience maybe don't know.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't know anything about Guardians of the Galaxy or anything about Suicide Squad.
No, absolutely.
Until he brought them in, he just made, like, if you explain them on paper to a regular non-comic book fan, they'd be like, what? There's going to be a tree and there's going to be, like, it would go right over your head. It would have gone over my head, but the way
absolutely.
The
way he's done it, is amazing. I just need to interrupt one sec. Leal, I do know you need to go. What is coming up on your channel, my brother?
Yeah, tomorrow's, of course, is Say What Wednesday. We have Uncivilized Scoundrels, I believe, Thursday. We have Figure Flex Friday, and then Collectors Lounge on Sunday. Just those few things, man. That's it so far. Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for inviting me to the Films Club, and so glad to be here. I don't know why you brought Shane in. I thought we were just going to get the entire way through and I was going to be okay. And we just ended up bringing Shane. It's messed up. But anyway, nah. Nah, man. Shout out to everybody, all my brothers on this panel, man. If you haven't already subscribed to these guys, make sure you do. You're just sleeping if you haven't. You're under a rock somewhere. Climb back under it if you don't decide to basically, subscribe to everybody. But yeah, thank you for having me, man. I'll see you guys soon.
Honor is ours. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. See you soon, man. Take care. Peace out.
Peace out.
What a legend. So what you're saying there about James Gunn, 100% agree with you there. I think, yeah, like you said, the fringe characters, I think that's, he does work on that. So there's going to be some random ass choices he's going to have, but he could do something really cool. I'm obsessed with Peacemaker. He nailed that show. Quick thing for you, Leslie. Marco on 16 Fix. He met John Cena when he was in Hawaii a couple of weeks ago, and he put the picture out there and he said he was an incredibly, really, really nice and genuine guy. I absolutely love Peacemaker. Fantastic show. If you guys haven't seen it, thoroughly recommend it. You guys have already seen it, haven't you?
Yeah, it's just you can't.
Genius. It's just genius. It's absolutely genius.
The funny story about that, actually, like myself and my girlfriend watched it, and we never once skipped the intro. Like I didn't like the Suicide Squad, the original one, but then when James Gunn took the helm, I just thought that second film was just nailed it. And loved the series. Myself and my girlfriend, we sat down, we watched every episode together, and about 3 or 4 episodes in, when I was watching the intro, the woman, the blonde girl, that's James Gunn's wife, like.
Yes.
And obviously she's really attractive. And I was looking at her going, man, she's got some amazing arms. But I was like, I'm not going to say it in front of my girlfriend. 4 or 5 episodes in, going, her arms are amazing. And I was like, I know! I know, right? It was so funny. It was just so funny because I was like, yeah, she's got great, like, toned arms. And Megan just strikes up and she's like, her arms are just fantastic. And I was like, they are. Yeah,
that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. When you get to a point when you're married, you end up saying stuff and you're like, can't put the toothpaste back in the tube on that one. So I'm like, she looks really fit. Oh, damn, I shouldn't be saying that. One thing which I always cover on these streams, if there is ever a collector's element to these films, and this one has the Hot Toys that came out. They aren't that great. They're nearly 10 years old. The Jor-El one, though, I think is really, really bloody good. I think they'll probably do a re-release, probably 10-year anniversary, which is next year anyway. I think they might do something. It looks absolutely huge. I think proportions really wrong there.
Might have the license for Man of Steel, actually. I think Riley was saying they have the. Oh no, it was someone was saying anyway. They in art have the Man of Steel license.
Oh,
so
wow.
Is it Warner Brothers? Is it?
Yeah,
it's Warner Brothers. Yeah,
so the Warner Brothers license, I think.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
I think Man of Steel was on the little. I think they put like a show, like a slideshow or something of different properties, like Terminator. I think it was
they did the same
Will Stream actually.
Yeah.
I think they mentioned Man of Steel.
Significantly darker suit as well than I think in the 3 movies his suit gets gradually more vibrant, because I love the Justice League suit because it's so vibrant. But I really liked the kind of more muted dark colors of Man of Steel. It's just very Snyder,
and the BVS one I think is still absolutely beautiful. I think it's got the proportions right, and also the colors are absolutely spot on. I think this one, I think they just merely got it slightly off. But obviously, I said it's nearly 10-year-old, but I would love to see a different version, like a more improved in-art version of that. Zod, I almost bought yesterday, but then I kept looking at it and I was like, that face I can't have on my shelf. Ren Salantilo said Zod's head sculpt still holds up, I think. Probably from this picture, it just doesn't look that great. I'd be interested to see if you could take the armor off to have the undersuit that he had in the film. Not sure if you tried that, Renz. But like I said, Jor-El, I think, awesome. Don't know why they needed to give the big base on that one if he's just stood there with the gun. It
could be a quarter of the size, like.
Yeah, it could. One of the things that came with the Man of Steel one, I don't know if you got this one, Al. It came with the command key, so I've got a 1-to-1.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. Katie's just said, "What about the Superman?" We just said that. No, I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I think it's great. Sorry, I thought you missed that bit, babe. Sorry. But yeah, so I think the command key that it comes with is really, really nice. And I've got it with my Justice League up there. It's literally on that bit there. And it looks awesome, and it's such a great little piece. Oh, the statue. Oh my god. Right. My wife sent me a picture. She's so good with the looking on eBay and stuff like that for me to see if there's any deals. So I think I told you about a deal before where it's she's found some really good stuff. Check out this as a statue. This is no joke.
What is that?
What is that exactly? So this was a statue, a Superman statue that was released, I think, with a BVS box set. I think that came out, and it just looks like Sheldon from. It just made me really laugh. She's like, "Oh, would you want that for Christmas?" No. What do you think? She was joking, obviously. But I think that's great. Thank you for reminding me of that bit. That's the right laugh. That is. Sorry about that. Yes. So that is great. Good work. But yeah. So we have next week coming up Black Adam. So this Friday, I'm going to be doing a video talking about it, what I think to it, literally coming out of the cinema. I'm either going to do a IG, there's IN? No.
IG.
Thank you. IG video, literally coming out and doing what I think to the film. And then we'll obviously be talking about it in Film Club next week. So are you guys going to have a chance to see it this weekend, do you think?
All I needed was a push, and that's the push I needed. So yeah, I'll make my business. So
yep. Thank you very much. How about you, El?
I'm using all my babysitter privileges on Thursday and Friday. It's my birthday tomorrow, so we're going out. So I've had to use all of the thank you. I've had to use all of the the babysitters for that. So I'm not going to get to see it this weekend, unfortunately. I'd love to though. I'd love to.
Okay, it's okay. Well, I will try not to spoil it for you. But tune back then once you've seen it. What's that? That's Sari Havel. It's Henry Havel. That's great. So I don't think Hot Toys have nailed Cavill's likeness. Unfortunately, very curious to see in us. Well, the fact that they did what they did with the black suit for the Queen Studios, obviously it's still in the same company. I think they're on to a winner there. But I do agree. I think it's the parting of the hair is slightly off as well. But I mean, it still looks awesome on the shelf. And I stole a pose from one of my friends who got it really just absolutely spot on. I was like, I'm stealing that pose. It looks badass now. But Al, happy birthday for tomorrow.
Thank you.
What are you doing for it?
We're gonna stay. There's a hotel in Liverpool called the Titanic Hotel.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to go there a couple of years back.
Yeah, it looks great, man.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
I'm going to stay there Thursday night, and just have some time with the wife, and get all the kids looked after by someone else for a couple of days, and just chill out for a bit. Provided none of them get sick. Yeah. Oh man. Just to have a nap would be great.
Have you got anything coming up on your channel?
I've been kind of in between work and other stuff. Been filming like a little kind of showcase on like a Thanos bust by Apollo Toys. I'll show you it. It's this little thing. I don't know if you've seen them on Facebook. It's essentially they've been doing like Iron Man and I think Justin reviewed the Iron Man and the Captain America, and they've done like Spider-Man. Yeah, well, they do an armored Thanos one, so you can pop your unused head sculpt on that, and they actually made their own head sculpt as well. So I've popped that on there as well. So yeah, I've been doing like a little video showcase similar to the Loki one.
Can I ask you how much that would be?
I think it worked out to about £50 or £60. They've just done they've opened up orders again for it. So I'll send you the link on Facebook.
Yeah, that'd be
really
awesome,
great, man. It took a little while to get it in the initial first run, but now that they've done it, they can probably send it out a lot quicker. They do
awesome.
two head sculpts and this bust, so any sculpt that you're not using, you can just pop on there.
Yeah, I've got the one. I've got the 85 now, and he looks absolutely spot on. And I'm not feeling the disheartened face just on his own like that. So I'm thinking, look, angry versus the rest of the Avengers would look awesome. So maybe using that head sculpt on something like that would be awesome. That's a really good tip.
Yeah,
I like to see that. Yeah,
thanks.
Give me a shout when you put that up.
Will do. Thank you. And yeah, just there's I'm going to do like I've got a little Captain America sculpt on there. I'm going to get on that soon as well. Yeah.
Ooh,
so
that's great.
It's just taken a while, man, just to get it all filmed in between like work and life, and I need to just knuckle down and
I hear
get on with it.
I've tried really hard to do some bits, and I'm filming it with my phone and stuff like that, and I wasn't getting the lighting right, so I'm going to try and I've got that camera I told you about, so I'm going to start looking at that a bit more and doing some more things, because I need to up my game a bit before I start this new job. So my friend, so if anyone has not already subscribed to on IG the 6 Scale Gallery, and there's links to your YouTube on there as well, isn't there, on the bio? So if everyone can subscribe, really appreciate that. You got some great photo work that you do there. It's obviously great, and obviously awesome to have you on. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Pleasure. Shane, what have you got coming up on your channel, man?
Thanks for having me. Sorry I'm late.
Sorry.
What the hell? I've not planned. I've not made. I'm in the process of kind of linking in with some different content creators and collectors about future episode of Visions. So I reached out to Aries, and we're in contact, and P-Rock and John from Collecting Weekly, because he's the only one on the Tuesday night show. I haven't actually done an episode of Visions yet. So we're just trying to basically find times where it suits everyone and try to arrange them. So hopefully we'll be popping up over the next few weeks. I got Cable in today from Lion Rock Toys, and obviously they gave me a good price in it, so I'm going to do a review on that. I'm very happy to. It's so funny, it came with like a big massive load of stamps on it. There must be like 30 stamps on it, and I think it must be to do that something to do with just the way they delivered. Obviously that's the cheapest shipping, so but it took it was still tracked, and it only took about a week, what I mean. So that's helpful. So I didn't get caught for customs, which is for me a massive win. So that's 2 for 2. So that I'm going to do a unboxing review on that, and try to put a bit more effort into it, because I want to kind of, because obviously they give me a good deal in it, so I want to kind of return that and pay that forward.
Yeah, of course.
They just just been very good to me. So that'll be up this weekend. I want to wait till the weekend so I can spend a bit of time on it and just have a bit of fun with it,
Good for you.
Yeah, that'll be done. Pose it next to Deadpool as well. That'll be great. So
that's brilliant. Well, I look forward to seeing that. That's great. Thank you so much for joining us as always. Yeah, and obviously for everyone who hasn't already, I'm assuming you have, but please subscribe to 16 Figure Focus. I get it right eventually. And saying it properly, I thought it was all right this time. But thank you again. And for me, I have my review of the Batman Batcave Hush statue from Prime 1, which I've not turned the light on. Actually, that lights up that bit, that monitor. I'll be doing a review of. I won't be doing unboxing because I've already unboxed it, and it was a task, shall we say, to put together. So I'll be covering that in my video, and also as well, I'll be doing an immediate review of Black Adam, what I think to it, what I didn't like, etc., etc. And then this time next week, we'll be doing Black Adam, and I'm hoping to do a couple of more actual Hot Toys related videos. Today, I received a diecast Mark IV gantry. I received my quarter scale Mando Deluxe again because I reordered it because I sold it before. Rescue, Star-Lord, and Dusty Deadpool.
Wow.
That's a haul, man. That is a
haul.
haul.
the haul. So the Justice Deadpool, the Rescue, the Star-Lord, and the Mando came from Pop Culture, and then the gantry came from my friend Owen, and we did a really good deal together on that one, and I'm really looking forward to opening that one up, and I'm going to sell some figures probably this week as well to free up a bit of cash. But yeah, so for me, if everyone can subscribe to Reviews with Rich on Instagram and YouTube, I've also got a Collectibles YouTube Instagram, which is the Collectibles Reviews with Rich. Before we go, as we are wrapping up, Leslie there said happy birthday there, Al.
Birthday.
Thank you.
Go. Happy birthday, Rin Santino says. He says already. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Awesome stream, guys. Looking forward to Black Adam discussion. Hopefully it's really good. Going Saturday, hopefully. Happy birthday, Al. And then everyone's been really nice. So thank you, everybody in the chat, for sticking with us and watching today. As always, please support the channel and please support everybody else who's on the panel today. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.